do another episode with Cocktails with the Homies. With the homies. I'm joined again by a homie, a really good friend, and you know, one of the bartenders just crushing it, or getting crushed. Aldair, if you want to introduce yourself to the people, tell them what you do here.
What's up? My name's Aldair. I work at Polite Provisions, and I bartend here.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, I actually know your story, but for the people that don't know your story, tell them how you got started in the hospitality industry.
So I worked over at World Famous from the age of like 20 to 22. Good old PB was definitely like a weird way to start working in the industry, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just so like go. Everyone there is young. They're working doubles, staying out drinking all night, and then like up until like 5, and then you clock in at 6 somewhere, you know, and just do that like 4 days in a row. But wanted to grow out of that.
Like 4 o'clock in the morning, like there as well.
Oh no,
super late.
No, so World Famous is more like just restaurant, you know.
Oh, okay.
And we would get off at like 11, midnight latest, you know.
Oh, so just in time for the shit show.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, a lot of nights over at like open bar and like backyard and all that shit.
Yeah.
But wanted to grow out of it, so a buddy actually that left World Famous went to Juniper and Ivy, and he referred me. Luckily, I got the gig. Started there, just you know, busing, food running, and then a very good friend, Corey Ty, needed a bar back when he like took over the program there, and I needed more hours because it's expensive in San Diego.
For sure.
And yeah, I just kind of like tripped and fell into the bar world there. We butted heads a lot, but I definitely learned a good amount of everything I know from him and Keenan and Aya.
Yeah. Well, you don't learn anything from like it being easy, that's for sure.
Exactly.
I mean, I definitely don't.
Yeah.
The hard way, all the way.
Oh yeah. And that place was like not really made for craft cocktails, but we made it work in the sense of like the setup. Called it the Thunderdome because like you just get swarmed and like it's very like awkward rectangular bar, but again we made it work and we did a lot of cool shit working there, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
you gotta make it fun, you know. You gotta make it your own thing, because if not, it's monotonous, just like serving people drinks if like there's nothing to it for you, you know. Like
exactly, you know, and it could easily become that, and you see it happen to people, which is a shame. But when you have something like that, a golden era, if you will, you just run with it, and a lot of cool things can happen. You can meet a lot of cool people with that. Yeah.
Well, you know, talking about meeting all these cool people and doing this for a minute, you've been chopping away at the bar industry for a long time now. Like, what do you think are some of the bigger obstacles you kind of had to overcome coming up through the ranks?
A big obstacle, as far as like always trying to be better than how you were versus like comparing yourself to someone else. But a saying that
or
Dakota,
even like your environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I always try to like stick to my head and my heart is a weird thing that like an old teacher told me years ago, and it sounds really bad, but it has a total good meaning. It's called kill your darlings, where like that one thing that you really, really want to work and you're really, really trying to hold on to make it work might be the thing that's holding you back. So you got to learn how to like nip yourself off that.
That's a hard lesson.
Progress.
Yeah. That's a brutal lesson to learn so early.
Yeah. Yeah, and just, you know, and especially like when it comes to making cocktails too, like that thing, that one ingredient that you really want is probably the thing that's making this drink not taste that great. So you got to just take it away, start over, and you usually end up making something better than you even thought. Yeah.
Do you have a method for kind of like disassociating yourself from a cocktail? Like, do you go give it to people, or do you like completely scrap what you've been like writing down and start again? Like, is there a process to kind of, again, disassociating yourself from like the creative process that you kind of attack?
Mm-hmm. So that starting over part for sure. Yeah. And another would be kind of like that Keenan taught me was the way he would go about making drinks is that he would make drinks that he knew he didn't like, but the general public would like, because the whole point is to make something that someone else might love, you know? Yeah. And like completely taking yourself out of the equation. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are people here that can say that I definitely throw in ingredients that I love a lot, because who's not gonna like it?
Well, like you also gotta trust your palate. You know what I mean? Like in this for so long, and like you get a sense of people. Like, you know, I believe, right? Like you've been at this for a long time. You know how to sell a cocktail. I'm here when you're crushing it. And people love your cocktails. Like, you gotta give a little of yourself in there. You can't just be like, this is just for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You slide something in there.
Yeah, it's a blend of the communications of this is what I want, this is what I can do, and this is what I can do for you. But also, here's something new that you might not have had.
You just sprinkle it in.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want this. And then you tell them that it's actually in it. They're like, I love it. And like, now you know something about yourself too.
There you go. And you know, it's honestly a super notable attribute of yours that I've come to find. You keep a very lightheartedness of the whole situation, even though people come to Polite looking for like a very craft. Like, I see people grill you guys on like, what's in this? You know, like grilling you on classics, and you're just like, at the end of the day, you bring a pretty funny spirit to just like, hey man, it's a liquid in a glass. You know, like I think it's good. Try it before you start talking shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, but the lightheartedness thing is kind of like a must, you know? Especially like a place like this gets so crazy and busy, and like it has like 6 different moods throughout the day, you know? And sure. Anything, quite literally anything can happen on this corner, which I love about it. But it brings you back to what an old buddy, Chef Joe, said about just quick jokes and hard work. Like, you gotta have that mentality, otherwise it just kind of beats you down. Like, you gotta put in the hours, but you also gotta, you know, crack a joke, smile, laugh. People don't want to see us sad.
Yeah, man. Like, you gotta make it fun, like I said, or else your guests, like, they reciprocate that energy. You know what I mean?
100%.
I enjoy watching you bartend, and the people like around you like enjoy you bartending, which is cool. It's a cool thing to see. But you know, going so hard into it and like really consuming yourself into this craft, what do you do to kind of rip yourself out of it? How do you kind of go to the other end of the spectrum and like de-stress and kind of unwind as a bartender?
Honestly, I just chill. I just either try to read a book before bed, but sometimes, especially when you're still wired and like, you know, you're gonna be up, like you get home at like 4 a.m. and you're like, I'm gonna be up for an hour and a half easily. I just rip the Band-Aid off and probably throw on some Tekken, you know, or like New Girl in the background, or like New Girl and reading a book and kind of going in between the two. And then, you know, eventually you nod off and you go to bed.
Yeah. You gotta, bro, because it'll eat you up if you go home and drink.
Oh yeah, no, never. I'm just, if anything, I'm what I call a water slut.
There you go.
I kill about like 40 ounces of water like 2 or 3 times a day.
That's
I
good.
would not last in the desert, that's for sure.
My man. You know, we'll kind of taking a lighter turn into the conversation, less about bartending. If you had what would be like your deathbed cocktail and shot? If like you're on that bed, they're like 5 minutes left, bro.
Deathbed cocktail and shot.
Order something.
5 minutes left.
You got 5 minutes on the clock. What's up? Last call, baby. The last one.
What?
What would you order?
Honestly,
from Dakota over there.
From Dakota, nothing, because he's giving me Tito's and Mezcal blended with Fulano. I'm out. Just skip those 5 minutes, baby.
just pull the cord.
But personally, honestly, just a shot of Mezcal. And cocktail-wise, I've always just been a sucker for a classic chartreuse swizzle. Or a martini, but you know, if you're gonna be shaking that deathbed, I need a straw.
Well, take a sip of your martini because you can't decide.
True.
But you gotta pick one: a martini, or are you taking the swizzle?
I gotta go out like a pimp with a martini.
That's right,
up, baby.
Hey. I thought you'd say that.
Yeah.
It's sitting right in front of you.
You know, it's one of my favorites for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, take us into it. Like, what did you make?
Just a classic 2-1-2 martini. 2 dashes of orange bitters, ounce of dry vermouth, 2 ounces of gin, stirred. Sip Smith on this one because you need that oomph. And that's all you need sometimes, man. Coming, working at Born and Raised, that place was all martinis and Manhattans. And when I first started bartending, I would kind of like not get into them that much, and then having to deal with them so much and perfect them to a T. To a teeny.
Hey.
Kind of just made me fall in love, and I just haven't left them since.
They're good.
They're good. Classics for a reason, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I remember that you working at Born and Raised. That's where I met you, actually.
Yeah. Sweating with the mask on still, the suit. Just like, what's up?
Yeah, sliding in. Can I get a cocktail?
Yeah. You sure you don't want a steak?
My man. You know, you touched on mezcal. What I'm super curious. What mezcal would you get?
Dude.
Are you a fan of like pechugas, like in your face, or are you kind of like Madrequiche, some lighter, not lighter, but like on the sweeter end?
I mean, I love it all. Like a water slut, I'm a mezcal slut. I can drink just about anything. But one that is like definitely...
There's an agave that you like.
Yeah, there's one that's like near and dear to my heart, just for like the sake of memories and the amount of times we've drinking it with friends and my parents alone. The Derrumbes San Luis Potosi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, San Luis Potosi.
Yeah.
Like, gorgeous place. But, alright, my man.
Yeah. Their Salmania is fucking... You get enough funk, enough sweet, with like a little tinge of fruitiness. It's never goes wrong. And it's reasonably priced.
Yeah. Icing on the cake. Icing on the cake. Well, you know, we've kind of touched on your bartender preference, a little bit of your past. Looking forward to bartenders in ahead, who do you think is kind of like your favorite bartender in the city? Crushing it, you know, handing out them good
That's
drinks.
impossible.
Yeah, you think so?
It's impossible.
It's
That's
impossible.
hard. Because everyone is like, it's like we've all kind of like started around this age and are all kind of like growing up together, if you will.
That's fair.
And like everyone's constantly, you know, upping their own game to be better than they were before.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes moving to a different bar.
You ever gone to a bar lately and you just crushed a cocktail and you went, fuck me, bro?
I can't choose one person, you know? I've crushed a cocktail and thought, damn, they're good.
Okay, hit me. Your favorite cocktail so far that you have them, bro. You go to a place, and I'm not trying to say you're putting down other bartenders, but like, my guy, there's sometimes you get a cocktail, you just fuck.
One guy that I think is just like an absolute wizard, and I've had just, you know, a little bar crush on him for like years now. Danny Summers. He's over at Mabel's right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but like when I first met him, I think he was at Noble / Youngblood.
Yeah.
And every time I take a sip, I'd just be confounded. No clue what I just had, but the amount of flavors that he could put together, just off the top of his head, to the point where like when he hands it over and I take a sip, I'm like, how did you do this? He's just like, I don't even know. But yeah.
Muscle memory. I just started grabbing things.
Yeah, man. It got to a point where like I was just like going specifically just to like have him make me a drink. You know? Because the guy is a fucking wizard. And he's still over at Mabel's crushing it. So,
dude, and honestly, Mabel's is crushing it. Mabel's is so good. I love all their food. I go there and I'm a victim to martinis and oysters. I'm not gonna lie.
How could you not be?
You know, I get lost in the oyster sauce.
Yeah.
Obviously. But okay, that's a good one. I love Mabel's. No one's brought up Mabel's yet, which is shout out to Mabel's. Where are they? Yes, Mabel's.
I haven't done as much as I should, but Danny Summers is the man for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, now you heard it here. Make your way out over there. Go visit Danny Summers. Let him know that Aldair, you know,
do it.
Sent you out. On a more creative note, and a little out there, if someone were to give you, you know, $5 million and say go start a fucking concept, the money doesn't matter. Obviously, it's just for the sake of the question, but what concept would you start as a bar in San Diego?
In San Diego,
because like, you know, you can go start like niche bars in all over the country, but I feel like San Diego itself is very hard because we're a border town. We're border
town for sure.
So many people are around here, so many preferences and tastes. Like, I feel that you almost have to be a bit more creative than much other places in this country.
100%, especially with everything that's popping up now, and everyone's got an idea, you know. Everyone has a bar they want.
And some people crushing it, and some people obviously fall to the wayside, but if you had your opportunity, what bar would you choose? Or what bar would you curate?
You know, this is actually something I've been thinking a great deal of. A couple years back with our buddy Joe Bennett, which you guys also did an interview with. Shout out Joey B.
Hey, JB. Baby.
And we would always just have this chat about like what we would do, like going from like drinks that would have savory kind of like aspects of it to like, you know, like your salami and your olive to go with like your sandwich, because realistically we want to be more focused on drinks than food, but it's hard in San Diego with all these licenses, you know?
Yeah, it's hard in general in the city with everything, bro.
100%. But now that I've like kind of gone over the ego aspect of wanting it to just be drinks, I've opened ideas, you know, like right now talking with a friend, thinking about like Asian inspired food, because there's like, you know, there's a good amount of it, and obviously it would have to be the right chef, because it's got to be, if it's gonna be done, it's gonna be done right, you know?
Sure.
But like that's something I would lean towards, because it's not something I'm necessarily comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know, and like I tend to, like, comfortability can be a creativity killer, because then you're
100%.
You're no longer
there's nothing
challenging yourself.
You. Yeah, like there's nothing like.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of getting you forward.
And I want to go into that not because I think I'm an expert. I'm not. But you can be, and you can only be that by constant exposure. So that's one that I would go into personally.
Yeah. So
and like do little cheeky stuff here and there, you know, like.
But more like an Asian style themed bar.
Yeah, like if they're known for, like, for example, having tea, it's like, okay, cool. Green tea is a massive thing. Green tea shots, but make it classy. Make teacup, hot. Switch it up.
I love it. So just like a different kind of Asian style themed bar. I love it.
At the moment, you know, I mean, these things change all the time, but that's one that I would find a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know of too many tea houses here in San Diego either. Mm-hmm. Or like, you know, kind of fancy style Asian cuisine. Mm-hmm. You know, but all right, man. Kind of reeling it in. Do you have any like tips or tricks to give someone kind of starting in this industry? Like, you must see it, especially here, because I feel like Polite is a beacon for people trying to like get into craft cocktailing, and like you hear about craft cocktail bars, and those top 5 you hear is Polite. Come to Polite. Go to Polite. Mm-hmm. Try a drink out. See what it's like. See what they're doing. Do you have any kind of you know, suggestions or tips, tricks to give people? Mm-hmm. Trying to break the way through in this industry.
Keeping your mind open.
Yeah.
Kill your darlings again. You know?
Man.
Be willing to get rid of that part of yourself that you really want to hold on to. Just let it take its natural progression, and just have fun. Be yourself. Don't worry about what other people think or do. There's always going to be someone that's a critic, but like, whatever, man. As long as you're doing your thing, then just do it.
Hell yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. We do a segment here called Quick Fires with the Homies. The rules are pretty simple. I'm gonna give you 2 choices. You gotta pick one. Right?
I'm getting ready.
Okay. You can't pick one. You gotta drink.
What? I'm about to just not pick one. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
All right.
This is professional.
All right. Don't pick all of them. I'll go with you, man. To the loony bin together, baby. All right. So the first one is, would you rather have an espresso martini or a carajillo?
Carajillo. I like the booziness of an espresso martini, but the overall just taste, that sweetness of a carajillo, it can't be beat.
Yeah. It's my favorite, man. But with mezcal.
Yeah, you gotta dip a little mezcal in there for sure.
Yeah. Gives body. Would you do a Negroni or a Boulevardier?
That's hard.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta say, one of the best Boulevardiers I ever had was served up at a bar in Kentucky that I could not remember the name for the life of me for obvious reasons of being in Kentucky.
Must have been a terrible time.
No, it was amazing. But Boulevardier served up. What's up, Shrimp Toast?
Okay.
He hates them.
Would you do a bourbon old fashioned or a rye old fashioned?
Rye.
Oh my God.
Spice, baby. Let's go.
Same.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
No, never. Don't get me wrong. I love a bourbon old fashioned, but there's something about rye. I'm a rye guy. It's just
the spice
just always
is nice.
Yeah.
Spice is nice.
I've never had a moment where I'm like, ugh, I don't like rye. No. Wild Turkey 101 rye on Thanksgiving is like, I've been doing that since I was 21.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
Would you do a margarita or a Paloma?
Margarita.
My man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tried and true. That's my girl.
All right, something little more along the lines of agave. Would you do tequila or mezcal?
Mezcal.
Damn, bro, you didn't even breathe.
I told you I was a mezcal set like 2 minutes ago. I like tequila too, but you know, there's a time and a place. But mezcal.
All right, how about
todo
this?
mal en todo
Are you
bien.
a fan of mezcals being aged? Oh. Oh. Cocktails with the homies. Homies.
No, I'm not.
I thought so. You know, it's just they're just good off the stove, bro. Like,
That's
you
the point,
don't even
baby.
do anything to it.
Touch it.
The best mezcal I got was in a plastic bottle.
There
like,
you go.
water
It's usually
bottle.
an Evian bottle. Fucking huge.
Take the shit and drink
the
it.
The sticker's still on it, dog.
I love it, man. Well, I think that's kind of all I got for you, bro. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Thanks for having me.
coming in early, making some cocktails, having a few drinks with us.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure, brother.
Always.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And this is Cocktails with the
homies.
homies.